Dr. Michael Blum. Bring him any advertised price, any print ad on any dental procedure, including crowns, caps, and porcelain veneers. Dr. Blum will meet or beat it. Call 954-463-4999. That's 954-463-4999 or online at blumdentist.com.
Talk health. Talk wealth. Talk politics. Talk 1470 and 95.3 FM. WNN.
If you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. What do you believe? Who is the only person who can stop you? Only you. When was the last time you have someone holding your vision, your dreams for you? When was the last time someone held you accountable for achieving them? That's when Lorena Anderson steps in and becomes your coach, your personal energy coach. With her powerful and proven techniques, she will assist you in assessing and accelerating your maximum potential. One of the most powerful tools is quieting your mind and relaxing your body. It allows you to de-stress and calm and eventually brings your happy back. If finding your happy is important to you, please call the energy shifter Lorena Anderson at 954-647-5525 to schedule a free half-hour phone session, or email her at lorenaanderson@gmail.com. She's looking forward to connecting with you. Call her. The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. AMP2.TV presents You and Your Doctor, teaching you to live a longer and healthier life. Proudly sponsored by All County Healthcare, where people are the heart of our business. All County Healthcare is a Medicare certified agency where one call will service all your home care health needs. For more information, call 954-717-7027 or visit our website, allcountyhealthcare.com. Now, let's get informed to living a longer and healthier life. Here is your host for today's show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another amazing You and Your Doctor show. I am very glad to be here with you. My name is Gisa Espanol, and I am filling in for our beautiful energy shifter, Miss Lorena Anderson. She is celebrating her wonderful birthday vacation in the beautiful Maui, Hawaii. So if you're watching or listening, Miss Lorena, happy birthday, and I hope you're having a blast. And you are, I know. I see all your Facebook pictures. It's all amazing. Enjoy, beautiful. You deserve it. And tonight's show is about you and your doctor and how to live a longer and happier life. It's so amazing that we get to have our doctors to be our partner in life, to live an amazing life. Life is supposed to be fun. All right, so we are proudly presented tonight by AMP2 TV. It's AMP TV, and also we are very proudly sponsored by the All County Healthcare, and we can definitely reach them. All County Healthcare, they've been in the business for a very long time, and the people are the center of their business. So if you have any questions or if you have anything that you will see in the show tonight and you are very interested in knowing more about them, please call Maddie. And I actually met her today. Maddie is a beautiful RN and she's a beautiful nurse, and she will be definitely happy to help you. You can call Maddie at 888-717-7170. And also AMP2 TV Productions. If you have anything that you might be interested in knowing, the guest name, the phone number, again, we will definitely let you know all throughout the show. But you can call us if you have any questions. Please phone us. It's going to be 888-565-1470. And today, I'm very happy to tell you that we are actually live streaming on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So you can just go ahead and look up at AMP2 TV. It's going to be AMP, the number 2, TV, and you will see me and my guest live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Oh my God, I'm so excited. If you are looking for a longer and happier life, you are in for a treat, because my first guest it's just wonderful, because I know a lot of people are suffering from pain. And this is exactly what we're going to be talking about today. And pain is not supposed to be part of our life, and we can do something about it. And my next guest, he's almost the pain hero. He's here to make sure that you and your loved ones are pain-free, if that's something possible. All right. So his name is Mr. Phil McKnight, and he is the Chief Executive Officer or CEO of Laser IQ. Hi, Mr. Phil or Mr. McKnight. How are you?
Lisa, thank you for having me this evening.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be, here with you today because we're talking about a very, very important, question. I work at the hospital, and pain is basically one of the major issue in the hospital. So tell me more about first, why are you exactly working with pain right now? Like, what make you, be like able to be passionate about pain or healing pain?
Sure. Well, we're going to talk about a new alternative to traditional pain management, and we'll get into more of that in a minute. But I think it might be interesting to your audience to hear how I actually discovered this particular new technology for doing pain management.
Wow.
I had hip replacement surgery a couple years ago. And unfortunately, I did very, very well through the surgery, up and recovered very quickly. Unfortunately, my hip dislocated, and I had an accident in the hospital when they put the hip back in, and it severed my sciatic nerve 100% going down into my lower right leg.
Right.
So I have no feeling from the knee down in that leg. A lot of pain, a lot of neuropathy, a lot of swelling. And I sought all different types of pain management alternatives, different types of physicians and therapies and so forth for almost 9 months. And a doctor of physical medicine, who did the diagnosis on the severed nerve, looked at me. He said, "There's nothing I can do about the pain other than perhaps a nerve block might work. We don't know." But he said, "I'm going to try something." He said, "I've just put into my practice a new very advanced robotic laser for doing pain management." And he says, "I don't know how well it's going to work on you, but it works on quite a number of different ailments." He says, "I think it might be effective, particularly with the edema, the swelling, and the peripheral pain that was resulting from this injury." So they gave me a treatment, and it took about 15 minutes.
Wow.
I didn't feel anything immediately, but I was sitting at home a couple hours later, and the swelling went down significantly. The pain subsided.
That's amazing.
And I was just in shock, having explored virtually every other alternative I could think of, including going to the Miami Center to Cure Paralysis. I mean, with one of the most advanced physicians in the world, for that matter. And no one had an answer. And so that was my inspiration, for bringing this into our healthcare practice.
Wonderful.
And beginning to specialize in that area of pain management. The issue with pain management is, first of all, we have an aging elderly population.
That's correct. Yeah.
Pain is becoming a bigger problem every single day. And as you're aware, there's a crisis as it relates to the opiates, which most people resort to deal with chronic pain. And physicians are now, for regulatory reasons, having to cut back on that. So that
and they're
is
not happy.
Not a good alternative for people, if they can't get their pills. But the pills, the injections, the nerve blocks, they mask the pain. They don't get rid of the pain. They actually mask the pain. What this particular therapy does is actually target, the lasers are very powerful, multi-wave. One goes into the deep tissue, the other goes into the skeletal tissue, and it actually helps relieve the inflammation that is causing the pain. So that is the difference between this therapy and the other therapy. This actually gets rid of the inflammation.
Yes, and also I just want to thank you so much. That's a very wonderful story. And, while you're saying that, I was thinking that really necessity, it's the mother of discovery. This is something that happened to you, and it's very personal for you, and I really appreciate that you're very passionate about this, because that was one time that you were trying to make yourself better, and a doctor helped you to be in this place of an amazing, discovery of the therapy, and now you are definitely going to be living longer and happier.
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 I'm not sure about longer, but certainly happier.
How about okay? All right, Mr. McKnight. And also, now that we're going deep into this laser therapy, I want to ask, what does the laser IQ stand for, and how did you discover? Well, how we discovered this amazing therapy, but what does this stand for?
Yeah. The type of laser technology that we use, first of all, lasers for cold lasers for pain management have been around for about 10 years, maybe a little bit longer, but they weren't very powerful, weren't particularly effective. So this is a new generation of lasers. It's called a Class 4. It's FDA approved. It has to be licensed by the Florida State Department of Health. It actually is a radiology device, but it's a cold laser. So there's no side effects, there's no dangerous radiation. It just happens to be licensed that way.
Right.
The specific wavelengths that are used by this, you don't feel them. It doesn't burn. There's no sensation.
So do I go to like a scan? Is there a scanner
it's a
that
scanner.
I'm going to
It's
go
robotic.
enter?
It's robotic. So Laser IQ stands for Intelligent Laser. It's robotic.
I love that name.
We set the scan area, but all of the therapies and all the modalities are pre-programmed into the laser, so there's no room for error.
Wow. Okay.
So if we're treating spinal stenosis, we know the settings to treat spinal stenosis. If we're treating, a
So
joint,
do you actually put in there, what are you going to treat? For example?
it's pre-programmed, correct.
Wow. Okay. So that's very
so
smart. That's why intelligent
IQ, intelligent laser IQ, intelligent laser technology.
That is so wonderful. I'm very happy that it's almost an AI, for robotic. That's very amazing. All right. So now I want to ask you, how does it work, and what type of devices do you use? So this is all just the robotic, right? And you will have scan.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So the robotic laser, it's a pretty big, tall, intimidating thing. But the patients come in, they do an initial consultation. The physician maps out a treatment program, in other words, how many treatments, and figures out what specific settings they're going to use, for the laser. So when you're treated, nothing touches you whatsoever.
Okay.
It's completely robotic. It scans the area where we're targeting the inflammation. The treatments take somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes. Okay. Now, we also have this little device.
Yeah, you want to show? Sure.
Yeah, this is an in-home, and I'll turn it on just for a second. You can see it.
Okay.
This has a series of medical-grade photonic LED lights that are the same frequencies as the big robotic laser.
Wow.
The robotic laser, the engine is called gallium arsenide. It's a very
That's a big
scientific term.
We can look it up later.
This is LED technology. But the dosage on the big laser goes up to 25,000 milliamps. The dosage on this is 1,000 because it's 1,000 or less. Our patients can actually purchase this, take it home, and supplement the treatments that they get in the treatment center with an in-home device.
This one, wow.
So they can take it home and do their own treatments.
And do you sell this in your company as well?
Yes, we do, and it's very inexpensive.
Very good.
And a lot of our patients opt to do that, right?
Yes.
If you're going on an airplane, you got a back issue, you can actually.
It's very handy.
It has a battery pack. You can use it on the plane, driving in a car. But if
in the office,
and by the way, this works for back pain, any type of joint pain whatsoever. We have another mitt that I didn't bring with me for people that have arthritis in their hands and feet. So you just put your hand in the mitt or your foot in the mitt, and it helps treat arthritis, neuropathy, carpal tunnel, things of that
and
sort.
also, Mr. McKnight, because you told me about this robotic, machine, and this is something like for people that has claustrophobia. So a lot of people, especially, with MRI, they wanted to know or I wanted to know, do I have to be like in a close space when I'm doing this therapy? Because some people cannot handle that.
About half our patients, actually, we have a very large lazy boy type recliner.
Okay.
And so they sit comfortably in a recliner, right?
Relax.
And so if we're treating a knee, an ankle, a hand, an elbow, a shoulder, or whatever, the only type of treatment where we have to put a patient on the treatment table is typically if it's a back injury because they have to be
okay.
laying face down. Then they have to go on, but it's completely open.
Yeah, it's almost like you're having a massage. It's
and
very
then
therapeutic.
the physician positions the laser to the area that's being treated. You have to wear protective goggles because
because of the radiation.
With the in-home self-treatment device, you don't, because the dosage is so low it can't damage the eyes. With the powerful robotic laser we use in the treatment center, you have to wear protective goggles, to avoid any potential damage to the eyes.
And also, I just want to, advocate for our patient. If I can I just please have that?
Oh, sure.
I just want to see how it feels like, And then also, because they sell this in their company, and people, our listener.
It's like a heating pad.
Yeah, our listener might be interested. How can Jay, right now, if they're listening on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, and they're listening on our radio station, WNN, what can they call or what can they look up for them to have this?
If they want to order the in-home self-treatment device, they can call 1-844-LASER-IQ.
Okay.
And they can order it. We will actually have it delivered same day to their home if they live in Florida. In Florida, it's next day delivery. Or they can actually come in the treatment center and purchase it. But we have many patients that do both. And they come in and they get treated by the powerful, laser to kickstart the healing process, and then they'll purchase this, to supplement those treatments, because we only treat people a couple days a week.
Right.
Well, what about in between? And so this is something that you can own. It's good for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It comes with a strap, so you can actually wrap it around your knee or your
Very
ankle,
nice.
your elbow, or your shoulder. So it's very flexible.
Yeah. So, folks, this machine is appointment free. You don't have to make an appointment for this. And I totally believe that this is something that works. You use this and
when I say inexpensive, the price for that is $399. Okay, so it's affordable for most people. For this type of technology, it's remarkable.
$399.
$399. The treatments.
That's wonderful.
The treatments in the office are $70 per treatment. So
That's
we've worked very hard to keep our costs low and to make this an affordable alternative. I mean, if people couldn't afford it, then what good is it? So
and also, I'm sure, like myself, I'm very curious if I will be going to your office just to have this treatment. $399, that's wonderful, but sometimes not everyone has $399. But if I go to your office, is it something that covered by my insurance?
Now, with the laser technology today, it's so advanced that most of the insurance policies have not caught up. I mean, we're working on it, but as of now, it is not covered by insurance, which is why we've discounted our rates so low.
Very good. Yeah, that's very wonderful for our patients. All right. Well, that's a wonderful product. I've seen on TV or I've heard as on radio, right? All right. So how can we go ahead and make an appointment again? So to call Mr. McKnight, what phone number we can call?
There's two ways you can make an appointment.
Okay.
The first is the same number I gave a minute ago.
Can you please repeat it?
Yes, it's 1-844-LASER-IQ. If you're here in Palm Beach County, you could also dial 561-208-1448. You can go to our website. We have a very robust website, and the website is www.laserIQpaintherapy.com. On the website, you can there's an info box where you can put in your name and contact, and then we'll get back to you there. We can make appointments through the web and all of that, cancel appointments or whatever.
Wonderful.
But so you can contact us either via the phone.
Via phone,
or
yes,
our
wonderful.
website.
And I just want to tell you, Mr. McKnight, that this could be a miracle for somebody. And I'm very thankful that you're here. You are such an amazing inspiration that you healed and you discovered something for yourself. And now that you're sharing it to our viewers and to our listeners, thank you so much. We really appreciate your time.
No, thank you for the opportunity to come in and share this. Okay?
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. That's wonderful. Thank you.
Getting older is not for sissies. That's what one of my patients says. And it's funny, but it's true. Live long enough and you'll get arthritis, skin cancer, probably one of the common chronic diseases like CHF, COPD, diabetes. At All County Healthcare, we teach you how to manage your disease. We make sure you know how to take your medications and how to recognize signs and symptoms before requiring hospitalization, no matter how many visits it takes. You didn't move to Florida to be sick. You moved here to enjoy the rest of your life. And that's exactly what our team of nurses, therapists, and aides at All County Healthcare help you do.
Broadcasting to you on WNN 1470 AM and TrentoVision.tv.
You are listening to You and Your Doctor, Living Longer and Healthier, an informative show that helps you find answers to questions you always wanted to ask but did not have that somebody that could make a difference in your life. Call into the show if you have a question at 888-565-1470, and we will put you on the air to inform all our listeners. Now, back to our show.
Okay. They're both great. Hello and welcome back to You and Your Doctor. Again, my name is Gisa Espanol, and I am filling in for the beautiful energy shifter, Miss Lorena Anderson, who's in Maui, Hawaii. No problem. She's there doing some luau. Mahalo, Miss Lorena. And if you are watching me right now, you might be tuning in at WNN. It's the Health and Wellness radio network. Yes. And also we are live stream on Facebook, YouTube, and also Twitter. And you just have to search for @AMP2 TV. It's AMP, the number 2 TV. And it's just so wonderful that I get to be in this amazing show about you, your doctor, living longer, living healthier. It's like, I cannot ask for more, all right? And wonderful. Today, we are on for a wonderful treat because my next doctor guest is very wonderful. He's handsome, energetic, and I really know him. He's such a wonderful, wonderful doctor. He's my colleague, Dr. Daniel Selbst. Welcome.
Well, thank you for having me.
Welcome. And I just want to really tell everybody that yesterday I spoke with Dr. Daniel, and I told him that I manifested him because I was thinking who would be a great doctor to interview. And, I really believe in the law of attraction. I said, you know what, this Dr. Daniel is young, hip. He'd be really a cool person to interview. And I saw him last night. I told him I manifested you. And he's like, what? I'm like, I've been thinking of you all night, and here you are. Welcome.
Wonderful. Well, thanks again.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
All right. So he is a podiatrist. So I want to know more about you, Dr. Daniel. Well, you know what? I'm calling you Dr. Daniel because I'm having a hard time in pronouncing your last name.
It's Selbst. Yeah, absolutely. It's Selbst.
Selbst.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's easy, actually.
Yeah.
Dr. Daniel Selbst.
Yep,
All right.
perfect.
So he is our podiatrist. He goes to Delray Medical Center, I believe.
Correct.
Well, we work there. And then also Boca Regional.
Right.
That's right. And you have any other badges that I
Yes,
saw there? Where else do you
I've covered
go?
a lot of places. I'm at Broward North.
Okay.
And also at the Bethesdas.
Okay, he's very popular, as you can see. And then also, I want to ask, all the guests, and also about you. Like, what made you be a podiatrist?
Absolutely. Well, I was always interested in the medical field. I have an uncle in the family who's a podiatrist, and I was fortunate enough to be able to shadow him while I was growing up.
Okay.
And I realized that this was an area of interest for me. So as my career, I guess, progressed, I went to podiatry school after undergrad at University of Florida, and went down to Barry University. I was there, and then I did my surgical residency training up at Brooklyn at Lutheran Medical Center.
In Miami.
No, Brooklyn.
Oh,
Lutheran
Brooklyn.
Medical Center,
Okay.
yeah.
And the Barry is in Miami.
Barry's
though,
in Miami, right?
That's right.
I
Okay.
went up north for a little bit, got to live in Brooklyn. That was some amazing training up there.
And bagel. Amazing
And
bagel.
bagels, pizza, we got it all right.
Okay.
From Brooklyn, all right. We got the water bagels down
That's
here, right?
Okay.
And then we moved back. I moved back to Florida. I was living and working in Jacksonville for a good period of time.
You live there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you actually practice there
yes,
too,
I
right?
practiced in Jacksonville, and then I moved back down South Florida, back to my home.
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm here to stay.
How long have you been here? You're back
I've been
here.
back in the area a little over 2 years now.
Okay. Very good. And it changed a lot. What do you think? It's
The
pretty
area?
Much, yeah, the
Oh, it's
area.
the same.
It's the same.
Seasonal, but the same.
That's the same, yeah. And I'm very excited that he is actually here and he get to, share with us the living in New York. How is it like being in New York?
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
did you enjoy living there?
Yeah, it was a blast. Yeah,
Good,
lots
good.
to
Were
do.
you
Lots to
thinking of
see.
maybe doing a practice in New York? What do you think?
I don't know. I'm from Florida, so I've always wanted to live in Florida, and that was sort of always my mindset. Come back home to Florida.
Very good. And also, I just, want to make sure that we know Dr. Selbst, because this is something that we kind of like share the life of our doctors, because aside from being a doctor, they're actually, like people too. And that's what I realized, that he actually was one of the guests for the doctors are people too. And
Right.
that's really true. And from there, I actually heard that you like running. And this is very, connected to you being a podiatrist, right?
A little bit, yeah. There's
Okay,
definitely
that's
some
what
running
you
involved.
use for, like maybe for you to be recharge.
Yeah, no, I definitely like to go out and get a little run, some physical activity in. I love to ski too, and I travel around once a year or so. I get a good ski trip in.
Very good. And I just want to share with you that I'm a Zumba instructor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we use our feet a lot, and prevention is definitely better than cure. So is there anything that you want to maybe share with us, in a podiatry
Absolutely.
standpoint, like what we should do to take care of ourselves while running, while dancing, or while doing something really, hard impact on our feet?
Absolutely. Well, I definitely recommend when we're first starting getting into a new activity, if you have any kind of medical conditions, obviously you should check with your doctor and make sure there's no restrictions. But if you're doing a new activity, it's a good idea to be cautious and use good supportive gear and protective gear.
That's true.
From a podiatrist standpoint, that's the shoe. So a lot of my patients come in with foot pain and foot problems, and oftentimes the first line of defense is getting a good shoe for the person.
That's
So I have a
wonderful.
good list, and I'll show the person how to examine their shoes and figure out what may be instigating or causing a problem. A good running shoe goes a long way. So,
That's right, yeah. And then also, doctor, what I got from my nursing school, that really the injury, really, it's more of like for, people that has maybe teenagers, like younger years. I'm sure that, older people are also going to you because of, some issues. But what are the things that, the younger people goes to you for you to treat?
Oh, well, I get a
What
whole
kind of
bunch.
diagnosis?
Exactly. I do get some injuries for the very young. We see a lot of ingrown nails. We see some around summertime. We get a lot of plantar warts where the kids are running around barefooted and so forth, and they get the warts on their feet. Every now and then we have a child come in with a heel pain or arch-related pain from their foot being too flat or flexible and them straining the muscles in the foot. We'll oftentimes do the same shoe recommendations, orthotics, make custom orthotics for those children. And then there's a good, a small percentage, but some actually need surgery to help correct. And if they have a flat foot, we can reform their arch and so forth.
And you know what? I just actually thought of this. One of my roommate's daughter, she used to walk, but the what do you call it? Toe walking?
Yeah.
So what exactly is that?
Some people actually, there's a couple different causes of toe walking or what we call an equinus gait,
okay.
where the foot's actually toed down, like almost like a horse's gait, so
Right,
equinus
yeah,
gait. And there's a couple things that can cause that. Some are neuromuscular related, some are just foot shape related.
Okay.
If it's not too painful, we oftentimes will just do accommodations with shoe modifications and
Okay.
inserts and so forth. If it's painful and the cause is a spastic muscle, some people have a surgery where the tendon is actually transitioned or transposed, meaning shortened or lengthened and even moved on the bone so that the foot can relax and go all the way flat on the ground.
Wow, so that's very wonderful. But now she's totally fine. So I'm sure she went to a wonderful podiatrist.
Yeah.
Yes, wonderful. So now I just really want our listeners and our audience to know where they can find Dr. Daniel Selbst.
Oh, absolutely. Right now, I'm in Boca Raton. My office address is 950 Glades Road. We're Suite 2A. It's right across from the main entrance of FAU.
Okay.
I'm opening another office very soon.
Congratulations.
Thank you very
That's
much.
wonderful.
Yes, thank you. It'll be at Broward Health North Hospital. and then who knows where the next office will be.
That's wonderful. Are you enjoying this ride?
Oh, it's wonderful.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Good. How long
absolutely.
you been a doctor? Because you are very young, and I'm sure, maybe
get
you
that.
just really look young.
Thanks. I get that question quite a lot. Let's see. I graduated podiatry school back in 2008.
2008. So
yeah,
that's like 9 years.
9 years, yeah. Gosh.
Okay.
And I'm out of residency now 6 years. So it's moving real quick.
Moving real quick. Yeah, that's wonderful. And I just want to share, is there any particular character that you as a doctor, that you can only find it in you?
A character that's only in me.
It's unique. That's your unique character.
Gosh.
They cannot see it in any other doctor.
That's a tough one. I really don't know how to describe it. I mean,
But I think, you told me actually about this before we started the show, that you do house calls.
Right.
So you're very handy, and that's so you actually go to their call? I mean, do you go to their houses, or you just call them?
a lot of patients will either call my office or
Okay.
I'll have requests from family members and so forth that just happen to meet me and describe their situation.
Okay.
And for a lot of people, I do have a handful of people that need assistance at home. They have trouble getting out for one of a number of reasons. Either they had a recent surgery and it's too difficult to get out of the house, or they're just immobilized and they just have trouble with transportation. And I see a whole bunch of different issues of people that just are in unfortunate circumstances and they can't
Right.
get out of the house, but they need still foot care and assistance.
Yeah, very good. And sometimes our patients, they're like scared of doctors. And I can see, like, particularly in your case, he is very friendly and very approachable. And that's something that as a doctor, we do customer satisfactions all the time.
Right.
Because even though we treat them, we want to make sure that they feel, the love and the care. And you definitely have that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so I'm very happy that you get to be here, and they will be, able to know you more, and maybe you can get him as a podiatrist. I personally doesn't have podiatrist. When do I know that if I need to have a podiatrist, if I don't have maybe any injury, do I still need to have a podiatrist?
It depends. I mean, we recommend everybody who's diabetic or having a
Oh, okay.
at-risk foot condition. So if they have decreased circulation or neuropathy, they should have semi-annual foot checks, meaning
Okay.
somebody, a professional medical doctor or their podiatrist, is looking at their feet closely. I tell a lot of my patients, it's like going to the dentist. You go to the dentist and just have him look. He doesn't even have to do anything. He just looks in there and he's
That's
checking for
right.
cavities or any kind of infection. And it's the same with the podiatrist. You go there for a sort of a maintenance check.
That's right, yeah.
And we see it.
And this is very interesting because you touch into the diabetes community or population. I just want to ask, do you guys do particular pedicure? Do you do something that has to do with the toe, make sure that they don't have ingrown? Do you go there and make sure it's still pretty but clean?
Absolutely. So, I mean, I do see a lot of patients that have trouble with their toenails and so forth, whether or not they're ingrown or fungal infected or just painful. Some of them change shape and size based on injuries and or skin conditions can actually change them also. And I do help alleviate pain is my number one goal, get rid of pain. And if there's infection, we want to eliminate infection. And I teach people how just to take care of their feet as best as possible.
That's wonderful. Yeah, it's almost like a medical pedicure, medicure.
Something like that, yeah.
That's a good one. I don't know about that, but I'll take note about it. And then also, another thing that I'm really interested is when you go to the hospital, do you just, go to the patient, or you need to be consulted? How does it normally,
Sure.
if you just want to share that?
Yes, at hospitals, it's required that I'm consulted by another specialist or internist.
And can they request for you if that's something that, they feel comfortable?
Yeah.
I heard about this doctor. He sounds great. I want him to be my podiatrist.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you can request for your, consultation. That's wonderful. And again, amazing. I've been learning a lot of things about my feet, how to take care of it, and how to make it healthy. A healthy feet, is really the key to a wonderful life, especially for nurses like myself and for the people who are like dancers, servers, everybody. We use our feet to live. And that's such a wonderful, wonderful thing that we have doctors that are able to help us in, times that we need to. Right. Yeah. Okay. So now I want to know more about your hobbies.
My hobbies, gosh.
Yeah. Anything that you do that is outside of medicine, do you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What do you like?
So I like exploring South Florida. I love going to the beach and getting around and seeing the different sites that we have and really just enjoying the weather down here. I do go to some of the art festivals and music festivals that we have around. From West Palm Beach to Miami, there's a lot to see.
A lot to see. That's wonderful. Do you have any family down here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. My parents live down here in Weston area, and then
is he a doctor too?
My dad.
Because I know your uncle is a doctor.
Yeah, my dad's a retired OBGYN.
Okay. And mom is a doctor too?
No, mom's not the doctor.
Okay. Mom is mom.
Mom's mom.
Okay, wonderful.
Exactly. And then I have another brother in the area who's a podiatrist. And another brother in Texas is a podiatrist.
Yeah.
It runs in the family.
It runs in the family. Okay. And I heard that you actually play instruments.
Yes.
You do? What kind of instruments?
That's a good question. I started on violin, so I've played violin since I was a very little. So the
next time that Dr. Daniel comes here, I'm going to be having violin instrument. What else?
Right. I'm going under the gun here. Let's see. I played a little trumpet when I was in high school and college, and then a little bit of the piano as well.
Piano. Do you sing?
No.
Okay.
You don't want to hear that.
Yeah, because just in case someone's singing here, I would love to hear you sing, Next time you'll play a violin or whatever instrument.
Okay.
Okay, good. Wonderful. And another question that I am really, really interested to know about is about, again, that we touched a little bit, is our diabetic community.
Sure.
And we normally have a type 1 and type 2.
Okay.
What are the, normally it's going to be more type 2 patients that goes to you, is that right?
Any diabetic is at risk. Yeah, any diabetic has a high risk for foot problems.
Okay.
It affects the circulation, which affects the nerves, so they develop neuropathy or circulation PAD, peripheral arterial disease, and they're at risk for getting problems from that, including skin ulcers, infections, and other foot contractures.
And you are a foot and ankle surgeon as well, right?
Yes.
So what would be the indication that somebody's foot or ankle needs surgery when it comes to diabetes?
Absolutely. If they're in one of those risk categories and they have a problem, so an ongoing problem, for example, would be an ulcer. If they have an ulcer that's not healing, oftentimes we do a surgery. Some of the first surgeries we do are debridements, and debridements help stimulate healing. We'll sometimes put skin grafts on. Those can be artificial skin substitutes, or sometimes we even take skin from the upper thigh and put that over the wound, and that helps healing also. Those are base surgeries. Other people that have bony deformities where the bones are pressing against the skin, causing extra pressure in shoes and so forth, will either take off part of the bone called planing the bone, or do some other kind of joint reconstruction to reshape the structure of the foot so there's less pressure on those areas.
That's wonderful. And I just want to know, before I would love to speak with you really, about in-depth toes and knees and ankles. But I just want to ask if you can share something to our listeners and our viewers that, hopefully they will never forget in their lives about their foot. What would that be?
Out their foot, you need your feet, so take good care of them.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much. And it's my pleasure for you to be here in the show.
Oh, thanks.
And it's such a pleasure that you make time from your busy schedule. That I know you're very busy, right?
Yeah,
where are you going after this?
I'm running back to Delray Medical Center.
Delray Medical Center. That's where you're going to find Dr. Daniel Selbst. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Amazing.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Deanna Barron, RN, with All County Healthcare. You know how I know that I've done a good job? We say goodbye. After you understand the medications you take, once you know that gaining 2 pounds in a day means you should call the doctor, when your wound is healed, when you can use your nebulizer all by yourself, when the goals that you and your All County Healthcare team of nurses, therapists, and aides established are met. We say goodbye. Very nice to meet you. And I hope I never see you again. And I mean that in the nicest way possible.
All County Healthcare, Inc. is locally owned and operated, serving the Tri-County area, Palm Beach, Dade, and Broward counties for the last 25 years. The practice of medicine is changing dramatically. All County Healthcare, Inc. still does it the old-fashioned way, where our nurses and healthcare professionals come into your home to service your medical needs, providing you the fastest and best care possible. For more information, call 954-717-7027. And remember, Medicare Home Care is covered by Part A of Medicare with no out-of-pocket cost to you. It's your decision, and only your decision, on what healthcare agency you use. Call today. All County Home Health Care, Inc. at 954-717-7027. License 200999096. You are listening to You and Your Doctor, Living Longer and Healthier, an informative show that helps you find answers to questions you always wanted to ask, but did not have that somebody that could make a difference in your life. Call into the show if you have a question at 888-565-1470, and we will put you on the air to inform all our listeners. Now, back to our show.
It's so prevalent.
Hello, welcome back to our amazing show tonight, You and Your Doctor, where it's all about you, your doctor, living longer and living healthier. It's so amazing that we have our guests to be part of this amazing show, so they get to share what's their passion and how they can help our listeners, our viewers. And it's such wonderful that we are here being presented by AMP2 TV Productions, and also we are very proudly sponsored by All County Healthcare, where the patients and the people are the center of their business. That is so wonderful. And tonight I have another amazing guest. She is a registered nurse, and I work at the hospital. I know exactly how much work they do and how passionate they are with what they do. Someone told me that nursing is not who we are. It's not what we do. It's who we are. Again, it's nursing is not just what we do. It's who we are. So here she is. It's Miss Ileen Tollefson. How are you, Miss Ileen?
Very good.
Wonderful.
Very good.
Thank you. And Miss Ileen, she is what we call a care manager. She's a registered nurse, and she is also a certified care manager.
That's
and
correct.
for people that are not, in the health field, can you please tell us more about a healthcare manager?
Absolutely. I'm excited to be here to share this because many people don't know of care management.
Mm-hmm.
Primarily, we are like the local daughters.
Right.
We have clients. Most of our clients are geriatric patients or clients, and their families live out of state.
Right.
So instead of them coming down, flying down every other week with one issue or another, they have hired us, and we are private pay, and they've hired us to step in and manage and supervise and be an advocate for their loved ones.
That's wonderful. You are like family away from their family. That's wonderful. And can you please
Absolutely.
tell me with the private pay? So, we get educated on how you are exactly going to have your, case managers, and how are you going to go with the insurance and everything if they're interested?
Long-term care insurances do have a clause for care management,
Okay.
Some of the good plans. But we do take just private pay. We bill on an hourly basis at 6-minute increments.
Okay.
So if we have to make a few phone calls on the client's behalf, we bill 10
Right.
minutes increments. So basically, it's having a quarterback in the home. It's having an advocate for your loved one, someone who can collaborate with
Exactly.
the doctors, the hospitals, the assisted living, and be there on not only on a medical basis, but be there to identify any issues that can occur, and we identify them before it becomes
Yeah.
acute, before they end up in the hospital.
You're really true about that. It's the care and it's the presence, it's priceless.
It is.
Now it's like priceless. If you are a son or a daughter of somebody here in Florida and you're in another state or another another country, this is peace of mind that they're, getting. And the name of the company is Active Healthcare Solutions, INC. That's wonderful. So are you also the owner?
Yes, I am the owner
Okay.
along with my business partner, Patricia Waldron.
Okay.
We are both registered nurses. All of the people on our staff have a medical background.
Okay.
And in this day and age, that's important because many people can say they're care advocates or geriatric care specialists, but they don't have any qualifications or certification.
That's wonderful.
So we are nationally certified, and of course, we have our registered nurses' experience to follow up on any of the medical issues that occur
Right.
with our seniors.
Yes, because it's really one thing that, you wanted to help, but they are actually licensed. They're certified to help, and they know exactly what they're doing, and that our family members will be safe. And with all these medications, I just really just realizing that you are there also to sort and reconcile all the medications. That's right.
Absolutely. And many times the doctor will prescribe certain medications and write the prescription, and the patient will go and pick that up from the pharmacy, but then they don't take it for some reason or another. And the physician thinks they're taking it, the family
Right.
thinks they're taking it, and then something happens in the home. So that's something that we oversee as
Right.
well. We bring in home care aides if there is a need for that. We actually interview all of the aides before we put them in the home to make certain that it's a good fit.
It's a good fit.
And we act pretty much like the local family, the local daughters. Anything that's
wonderful.
needed in the home. The other day, I was shopping for a washer and dryer for one of our clients.
Wow.
Because that's something that
That
a
you-
daughter would do. So again, it provides the
And
peace
look
of
for the
mind.
best price.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I did my $100 coupon at Lowe's.
Okay, see?
Used it.
You could have been using it for your own washing machine, but then you give it to the patient. That's
Absolutely.
wonderful.
So again, it provides the peace of mind to the family, and they're allowed to live their lives because we have such wonderful stories where the children have been coming back and forth and so stressed out and not they're throwing their hands up. They say that we don't know what to do about
Right.
about our mom or dad. And we come in, we get everything settled, we bring we do a full assessment on all of our clients, and we identify any needs that are in the home. We put together a care plan, and this actual report we can give to physicians every time we go to the doctor with them.
Right.
They see exactly what's going on with the client and has all their medical history and all their medications. So it's really a wonderful tool that we can use when,
Wonderful.
if they should end up in the hospital in the ER, we hand them our report. And again, the ER staff, they can't believe it because it gives them such a good tool for treatment.
Right, the transition of
That's
care.
correct.
Wonderful.
That's
And
correct.
I can see you right now. You're talking about this, and you are very passionate.
Oh, I love
How long
it.
you been doing this?
Well, it'll be 3 years that we've had our company,
Okay.
and I was in case management a few years prior to that.
Okay.
But we service the Miami, Broward, Palm Beach,
Beach.
and even up in the Martin County areas. We've been in this area for a long time. We know all the physicians. We know the many of the local hospitals, the home care agencies,
Yeah.
the assisted livings. So we know all of the wonderful professional areas and people involved in this Boca Raton
Yeah.
and Broward areas.
That's wonderful. So from being a registered nurse, case manager, now you are, certified care manager. I just want to know what inspired you to be in this particular trail of your life. Is there anything that happened to you? Maybe you're like your mom, your dad.
Well, of course, my mother is 97.
Wow.
And we're blessed to have her all these years. And, there's been challenges with her. And, of course, my father passed away from Alzheimer's a few
I'm sorry
years
to hear.
ago. So that's something that many families are dealing with in the South Florida area. And we
Right.
actually are involved with the local Alzheimer's committee. Here in Boca Raton, that we're going to be having our walk in September.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Yeah, I love
Right,
that.
so I want to put out a little heads up regarding that. But this is something that I've done. I've been involved with home health for many, many years, and just helping the seniors. And there's so many challenges. And again, being a caregiver is extremely difficult, and when you have a family, or if you still have a job and are working, and you're trying to handle things for mom and dad, it becomes sometimes a very impossible situation. So we step in. We treat all our clients like we would our parents.
That's right, yeah.
And again, we become almost part of the family.
That's wonderful. I'm very happy. So before anything else, I would love to speak with you more, but I want you to share how they can reach you. If our viewers, our listeners wanted to, maybe have you, and I can totally feel how, warm, and how this is someone that I would want to take care of my mom. She is very, very careful, and she's very warmed, and I see the loving and the care in there. So for the viewers and listeners, make sure you have your pens, and you can always, have this rerun, but Miss Ileen will be sharing how our viewers and listeners can reach you.
You can contact us online at Active Healthcare Solutions LLC.com. That's Active Healthcare Solutions LLC.com, or you can reach us locally at 561-482-8415.
Okay. And again, it's going to be activehealthcaresolutions.com. It's with S Solutions, and the phone number is 561-482-8415. And now I want you to share this amazing walk. I love supporting the walks for the Alzheimer's, right? This is going to be in September.
Absolutely.
And where is it going to be?
And it'll be at Meisner Park. And we are looking for many volunteers, because in order to put on an event such as this, it takes a lot of help. So anyone who would be interested in assisting us with the Alzheimer's Walk can contact me, or actually can contact our 561-482-8415.
And just look for
and say they want to volunteer for the Alzheimer's, and that's a worthwhile program, and something that we all should be getting on board, because it's going to be 1 in 3.
Wonderful.
That is going to come down with Alzheimer's in this area. So that's great.
1 out of 3.
1 out of 3.
Wow. And then also, if we have a lot of a community of healthcare in South Florida, if they wanted to be a part of this amazing, movement as a care manager, what do they need? What certification they need to have for them to, be part of? They can even, help you in Active Healthcare Solution to be one of your employee. What qualification they need to have?
Okay. Well, in order to be a qualified care manager, again, you need to be either a registered nurse, or, of course, some sort of a nursing professional.
Right.
And we, again, have our national certification, which is a program where we have to do extensive testing and qualify for our certification. So again, if there's anyone who has any questions regarding care management, or if they're interested in having their loved one being supervised and advocated by our group, they can contact us again at 561-482-8415, Active Healthcare Solutions, LLC. Don't forget the LLC.com.
Okay, so there's LLC in there.
Yes.
And also another thing that I wanted to ask you about is about our patient in the hospital, because that's something that's very, very sad when a patient is there, by themselves, only because the family member are away. What exactly what's your scope in being there for them?
Absolutely. Well, we just picked up a new client over the weekend whose mother is in Boca Regional Hospital.
Okay.
And again, the family is looking for support. They're looking for someone to collaborate with the staff at the hospital and the doctors and the home care staff at home. And again, we are like, we're part of the team. We put together a team effort where everyone is there for the betterment of our client and our patient. And families recognize that unless you have that medical background, there's really, things can fall through the cracks. For instance, if you have to go down for surgery, I go down with my clients and I'm in the pre-op area. I'm communicating with the nurses. I speak with the anesthesiologist. I talk to the surgeon. And we make sure we're all on the same page. And that's something that's of extreme value And that we
Yeah.
offer that to all of our clients and their families.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. And I can see that you do a lot of things for other people.
Absolutely.
And what are the things that you do for yourself? For you to take care of other people, you should be well and like therapeutically well yourself, so you could take care of them.
You're absolutely right.
What do you do? Can you tell us more about it? How can you look so young like this?
Oh, thank you. Well, I have, believe it or not, 6 grandchildren, and they keep
Wow.
me going. And I just, to me, what I do is really not a job. It's really it's a blessing. It's something that I love, absolutely love doing. And just helping others has been in my blood for my entire life. And it's, again, being able to share and help families with their loved ones. And, again, we have a whole group of other parents now, not only our own parents,
Yes,
because we
that's
treat ours
right.
like mom and dad. So that's, again, I don't know if I have time to do a lot of things for myself.
But that's a wonderful beauty secret. Love what you do and do what you love.
Absolutely.
And you will never work a day in your life.
That's what they say.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
What they say. So again, meeting wonderful people, here at the radio station, and getting the word out about case management and care management. People, it's funny, there are a lot of people that are unaware that there is such a profession and that there's an opportunity for someone to step in and help them with, being a caregiver. And that's because it's a very difficult thing. There are
That's
a lot
right.
of people out there providing care for their parents and loved ones. And it's a 24/7 job.
That's right. You are basically this is your job. Your job description is be a family.
Be a family, part of the family.
That's right. Be
Absolutely.
a family, period. And do it like you mean it.
That's it.
That's wonderful. So, Miss Ileen, just one more thing before I let you go. I want you to speak with our viewers and speak with our listeners to really, give them something that they can ponder upon about this, you taking care of their parents if they're away in New York and, some other part of the world. What are you going to tell them to make sure that, this is the time for them to get somebody to take care of their family member?
Well, unfortunately, many family members wait until a crisis occurs. And then, of course, everyone is scrambling to get things done and set up in place. So it's really important to put together a plan for your parents. And again, knowing that there is a care manager out there that has the medical experience that we have at Active Healthcare Solutions, it's important. But you need to identify that there's a need and act on it before they end up in, your mom or dad ends up in the hospital or it becomes a very acute situation.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And especially tonight, I am very happy and I'm very glad that Miss Ileen get to be here because she is one of the best. She's been in business for a very long time and I can really tell how passionate she is with what she do. So please call her at once more, Miss Ileen.
561-482-8415.
Thank you so much, Miss Ileen. I really
Thank
appreciate. And from a nurse to a nurse, you are wonderful.
God bless.
And you look great.
Thank you.
Thank you. And again, thank you so much for joining us in another wonderful edition and episode of You and Your Doctor. My name is Gisa Espanol, and I'm filling in for our energy shifter, Miss Lorena Anderson. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you for letting us share with you a longer and healthier lifestyle. If you have a doctor or are a doctor and wish to be on the show, call AMP2 TV at 866-244-5422 and we will put you on the air as soon as possible. Tune in next week for more information on living longer and having a healthier life.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests,